The University of Oklahoma has had so many great fullbacks that some call it Fullback U. One player who certainly deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore of fullbacks is J.D. Runnels, who at a young age began his passion for hard-nosed football and got noticed playing in high school at Carl Albert in Midwest City, Oklahoma.
It was fun playing with JD. You know, he was very energetic, obviously talented, but he was all about team, his teammates, Obviously, he went to OU and everything like that afterwards, the NFL, but he never was big-headed or anything, man. It was all about the team, and he wanted the next person to succeed as well, just as much as him. But he was a lot of fun and a great teammate.
After retiring from the NFL and becoming a trainer in Oklahoma, JD began a coaching career that has taken him from college to the USFL and now as the head coach at Western Heights High School.
My first job was as a personal trainer in a place called Downtown Fitness in Norman. I was mostly training women, having a good time, making a bunch of money, and then a high school athlete started traveling down from Midwest City from my high school to train with me. That same athlete, Stevie Thompson, ended up winning Oklahoma State Player of the Year. That got my it re-energized me to get back with the high school athletes. I ended up opening a gym by my hometown, plenty of kids, plenty of scholarships. Decided to make a career move, go into college coaching, ended up being able to coach on the pro level, and went a lot without my family. And so I realized just how important they were, even though I was on a pro level. Spending time with my son, daughter, really means a lot to me. And coming back here and having this rare opportunity to be the head coach of the Western Heights Jets, it was something that was very. I after being at all those levels and being a professional coach, I thought that the kids of Oklahoma City, if I'm one of the best coaches, if I feel that way, that I need to come back here and show it through these kids. All my coaches coached me with a lot of tough love, whether it was Gary Rose, Bob Stoops, even Lovie Smith. There was a player, Brandon Everidge, rest in peace, who when I was a freshman and kind of working my way on the team and earning some reps and trying to be physical, and I just remember being down, and he came to me and said, "Tough times don't last, tough people do." And that's kind of the motto that I've taken with this team. We were in a program where we hadn't had a win for 4 years, and so it was tough times. It's tough teaching kids not to quit, play tough, play as a team, play as a family, all those cliche things. You lose those when you lose games. And we had lost so many games that we had lost so many things. I equated it to having somebody, when I took over this job, somebody gave me this boat that had a bunch of holes in it. And I'm sitting out here in waters flooding through each hole, and I try to poke this hole of toughness, and then the IQ hits us, and then I poke that hole, and the toughness and the mentality hits us. And so there was just a bunch of holes, but I think our record shows this year that we've filled some of those gaps, and the future is bright here at Western Heights.
The same things that he did and we did playing, he's trying to instill and bring out in these kids. So I feel like just the only difference is we're not suited up and padded up with the boys, out there. But I feel like he's bringing the same thing, same energy, same knowledge, same fun, intensity, passion to the game as a coach as he did as a player.
I didn't have really high expectations because you don't just turn a program that hasn't won in 3 or 4 years. You don't turn that around overnight. I'm proud to say it felt like overnight that we did turn it around. We won a playoff game in 7-on-7 about 3 months into me being, not even 3 months, 2 months into me being here. Obviously winning the 2 games that we won. I just wanted us to win a game. That was my goal, get a win. Now we're about to head off into 5A next year, and we'll have different expectations, but the first thing was just to get one.
Once we finally did get that win, I was more so excited for the kids. They haven't experienced any winning, especially the seniors, since they've been here. So I was more stoked for them being able to get that win, and that was definitely my best memory here this season.
Hearing them talk about it, Ben Sparks, one of our senior leaders, during senior night, they read over the intercom that his favorite high school memory was winning the first game, and winning at Hinton. And then we turn around and win senior night. For me, it just gives the kids a different expectation. It gives them a different feeling. Everybody deserves to feel like a champion. Where I played, we were blessed to actually win it every year. Those standards probably won't be the same for us for the first few years, but my goal is to get it to where people think of Western Heights as a champion, whether it's district champions, whether it's winning a playoff game, whether it's trying to fight for a state finals appearance, whether it is winning a state championship. I want people to think of the Heights that way, the same way, same breath they think of Carl Albert and now Guthrie and Dell City and some of those teams. And then the other deal is that I have a bunch of teammates from high school that are now head coaches. Shawnee, Dell City, Choctaw, Carl Albert, there's just tons of uncles at Douglas. So we obviously know a little bit about football now. It's just about keeping it going. Alan, what a lot of people don't know is he came here in July, so he didn't really have much time to work with his team. Still had 2,100 total yards, threw for 1,800, threw for 15 touchdowns and ran for 6. So I think he had 21 total touchdowns. Nick is just a phenomenal athlete. Nick had 900 yards receiving, but he had almost 700 yards after contact, which is unheard of as a sophomore. He's super, they're both great team players. It's just super exciting to see them having fun. Nick played quarterback last year. He doesn't want to play quarterback. He's a natural wide receiver. So to see them have that bond has just been fantastic. A wise coach told me before I took this, right when I took the job, he said, you need to realize what a win for your program is. And I'll use Deion Sanders as an example. Deion goes out and they beat TCU. Now I think they're 4-4, 5-4, 4-5, something like that. But to me, Deion has way more than 4 or 5 wins. The attention that they've gotten. Colorado's not a one win. They're not just the team that you just, we're going to kill them this week. We're going to beat them by 1,000,000. Those are the compliments that I hear when we face another team. When I go shake the other coach's hand pregame, it's, man, JD, they look totally different. They look like a different team. It feels like a different team. We have to prepare for you guys a different way. To me, those are wins for our program. We may not win on the scoreboard, but when that coach is telling me that these kids have developed over a year and the future is bright and they like such and such, and Nick Holmes and Alan Thompson are super explosive, I'm like, yeah, no, you can't have them. But no, it's exciting. It's super exciting.